Need a reason to keep going today? Here's your sign. It's day 84 of 365 days of encouragement. Heart to heart, be where God has for you to be. Life lesson. I was watching a documentary on Steph Curry recently, and it was talking about his draft process. It was talking about how he didn't want to go to certain teams and how his parents, they were in the process. His agent was like, we really don't want him to go to Minnesota. We really don't want him to go to Memphis. We really don't want him to go to all these other places. We want him to go to the New York Knicks. And so they didn't try out for certain teams, even though Memphis was going to take Steph Curry like number 2. They didn't even try out because it was predicated upon him trying out for them. They were going to draft him at number 2. He didn't do it on purpose because he didn't want to go there. His dad didn't want him to go there. The list goes on and on. And so he said, okay, we're going to New York. Now, the story is his dad told New York, look, Golden State is like they serious about taking our son. So you're going to have to trade up because they picked before y'all. You're going to have to trade up to get him. Now, New York did not trade up to get Steph Curry. And he just wanted to go to New York, but Golden State was so sold on Steph Curry. Now, mind you, if his dad had his way, if Steph had his way, if his agent had his way, he would have ended up in New York. Now, greatness is greatness, and Steph got God-given abilities. Who knows? He might have had a great career. But God had for Steph Curry to be in Golden State. And the rest is history. 4-time champion, 2-time MVP, the only unanimous MVP in NBA history, the only unanimous MVP, finals MVP in NBA history. So we have to get to the moment or place in time in our thought process and in our patterns and in our ideas and in our being and existing. We have to get to the place where we understand I need to be where God wants for me to be. Where God wants for me to be, there is the blessing. Where God wants for me to be, there's the provision. Where God wants for me to be, there's the grace. Where God wants for me to be, there's the favor. There is every single thing that I need where God has and wants for me to be. Now, granted, I still must be diligent. I still must work on what I need to work on. But if I can get to the place where God wants for me to be, I'll have every single thing that I need. So get to the place that God has for you. I love you, I believe in you, and I want you to stay pretty stellar.